Hey, baby.
So that was pretty much.
Hey, mate. Hey, Mike. You seen this before?
Seen any of this footage, mate? Do you think it's right?
How does it make you feel?
So what path do you go down when you talk to people? Do you go down the path of like explaining the footage and where it happens and yada yada yada? Or
Yeah.
do you sort of go more of like, you know, why do you think you feel uncomfortable watching this? Sort of,
Yeah.
You know?
Good question. I usually start off, hey, how you going? You seen this before? And they're like, nah. How does it make you feel? Just the standard.
Simple, open questions.
Yeah. And then like I explain it's all Australian footage and all that sort of stuff. Hello.
Cards.
Yeah, I got some cards.
Excellent.
There you go. Yeah, how does it make you feel? That sort of stuff. It's all Australian footage. And then I sort of explain what TV we're standing in front of. I'm like, okay, so that's the meat, and then I sort of go on to like either dairy or eggs, because that's more like hectic.
Yeah.
And then just like explain. I'd always try to like get a bit of the ethics out of the way first, and then move on to environment or health.
Yeah.
And just like the stats, they just, you can't argue with stats, eh?
Yeah.
You know? I just dropped like 17 million people die annually of like heart disease, cholesterol's only found in animal products, blah, 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 blah. Also like, we've got 150 billion animals on the planet, like...
That's crazy.
Yeah, like,
50 billion, like just
if we can feed that many, but can't feed 8 billion humans,
makes no sense.
Yeah. And they're like, what? Like, you know? And that really gets them. Because the environment got me to begin with. Like, I watched Cowspiracy and that planted the seed. So, yeah, got me heavy. So shit is lit.
Should have jumped in and posed with it, eh?
Wait, what do you think? What do you reckon?
Scary.
Yeah, well, have you ever seen it before?
No, once.
How does it make you feel?
Intimidating, kind of.
Intimidate, like what intimidates you, the people or?
The mask.
The mask, yeah. Do you know why? Well, you probably don't even know, but the reason we've got the masks is we hold the signs and the TVs and stuff, and wear the masks to detract from people actually going and talking to everyone. So it's like, so people look at the screens instead. So, you know, these are standard industry practice in Australia. We've got the dairy industry, we've got the egg industry, we've got like the meat industry and all that sort of stuff. People say that like free range is like the most humane sort of treatment, but this is all free range classified, man. Like these are bobby calves, so these calves are taken away from their mothers. So in the dairy industry, so do you know why a cow produces milk?
To feed its young one.
To feed its young, yeah, just like a cat, just like a dog, just like a human. So we artificially inseminate, or in other words, forcefully impregnate by way of putting a fist into the anus of the cow and getting a long metal rod, filling it with bull semen. 9 months later, the baby's born. If that was done to a human, what do you think that would be called? What do you think that would be called?
Literally rape.
Literally. Yeah, and that's, you know, and we when we buy these products, cheese, milk, yogurt, we've essentially paid for that to happen to them. And I found out that was on my conscience once I learnt about it. I was like, shit, I'm not doing this anymore. So that's why we're here. Like, we're all vegan, so we don't contribute to any of these industries. We've got
industries that don't do this, or do they all do it?
Well, let's just say that there's no dairy farm in the world that doesn't take the babies away from their mothers, because I mean, the milk's designed for them. The milk is designed for them. However, we want it. It's a supply and demand thing. So, you know, we've got 8 billion people on the planet, and 8 billion people want dairy products.
Yeah.
You know, it's the way it has to happen. You know, so we try to put on like sad music as well to make people like get emotions and stuff like that. So yeah, if you just want to take photos, like by all means, go ahead, like take photos, share it around. We want people to see this. We want people to see this. So we're all volunteers as well. Like we're not getting paid. We're taking our own time. Like, oh, have you got a card? I'll give you his card. So there's a lot of information on there. So
Do you have a Facebook page?
we do, yeah, Anonymous for the Voiceless. So it's all on there. So you have a look on here, the must-sees. The best speech you'll ever hear is exactly that. It's the best speech you'll ever hear, man. Like, it's just a guy who did a lecture in America, and it was filmed, and it just blows everyone's mind, you know. We've got What the Health. It's about the health implications of animal products. So cholesterol is only found in animal products, all right? So we've got 17 million people annually dying from heart disease, cancers and strokes and things like that, from eating the dead bodies of animals that don't want to die, and it's all getting put into our bodies. And after years and years and years and years and years of us eating these products, our arteries are getting clogged up because of all the cholesterol and saturated fat within the animal products, and we're dying of heart disease. Do you know anyone who's had a heart attack? Yep. Do you know anyone who's got cancer?
Yep.
Do you know anyone who has had a stroke?
Yep.
Yeah, my dad had a heart attack, my mum died of cancer, my uncle died of a heart attack, my nana died of Alzheimer's, you know, and it's the only one thing that they all have in common is, it's helps me deliver the message a bit better.
Yeah.
So what we're trying to do is tell people, hey, look, we need to to save our world, we need to go vegan, you know what I mean? Because we've got 150 billion animals on the planet, right? If we can feed 150 billion animals, why can't we feed 8 billion people?
Yeah.
You know, we're chopping down the Amazon. 91% of Amazon deforestation is used to grow soybeans, wheat, corn, alfalfa and whatnot to feed to livestock, just so we can eat their bodies. You know, these countries are starving and selling their grains to the West to feed to livestock so we can then eat the bodies of these animals. Then we think about the environmental impacts of, you know, what happens to all these animals. They need to wee, they need to poo. Where does all that go? You know, it goes into the rivers and streams and causes ocean dead zones, and, you know, it just destroys the planet, you know. So what we want to do is just eat fruits, veg, nuts, seeds, lentils, grains, legumes. We can go to vegan restaurants. It's so easy to be vegan these days. We've got all these different milks. We've got soy, rice, oat, hemp, all these other different amazing milks. Like my favorite is Vitasoy. They've got like an iced coffee. It's wicked, $1.90 in Coles. You wouldn't even taste the difference, like, you know, and it doesn't have the cruelty behind it.
Yeah.
So all we're trying to do is just live an ethical, cruelty-free lifestyle that doesn't involve suffering inflicting needless suffering on innocent animals. So, because we would agree that they all want to live, and look at what we're doing to them. You know, look what we're doing. This is all standard practice. So even if you go to the most humane farm, you won't see. They all go to the same slaughterhouse. They all go to the same place. They all get carted on the same trucks, and yeah, that's just it. So. Thank you for stopping anyway.
Powerful. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. Hey, thank you so much for stopping and listening. Appreciate it.
That makes me hungry.
What? That makes you hungry? Seriously? I'm gonna call you out on that and say, really?
Yeah.
Are you being honest?
Yeah.
So you look at that and that makes you hungry?
Yeah.
Get out. Come on, don't play with me, dudes.
Yeah.
No one can look at that
Buddy,
and say,
I've got the munchies right now. I just smoked a shitload.
I wonder if you say the same thing if that was like dogs or something.
Yeah.
Not a dog, because dogs are sick cunts.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, dogs are sick.
Yeah.
And who drew that arbitrary line of making dogs sick cunts and cows?
Well, dogs are sick
Well,
pets.
dogs are loyal.
Cows are
bloody-
cows. We get a cow in our class or something. We can fucking eat
Hung
it.
around the cow before at all? Or you
What? Have I ever been? Yeah, we went cow tipping once.
Did you?
Pretty
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
I bet.
Yeah, I squeezed
this
one.
is actually animal abuse, man. Like, we don't think it's funny. We don't think it's ethical. We
you
don't
eat
think
it,
it's
though.
moral.
But you eat it.
We don't. We can eat something else, man.
That's
we can
your
eat.
choice.
We can eat something that doesn't involve the
But
suffering of
that's
these
your
animals.
Choice, though.
So what, do you think these animals have a choice?
Well, they're there to be eaten.
Are they?
Yeah.
Really? So
Yeah.
if they're
Just
all right,
saying.
so
I would
okay,
eat
so
them.
if I were to breed dogs and cats into existence
Yeah.
to eat them, is that
Yeah.
okay? Do you think that that's moral?
Yeah, right. You get food. You
Really?
won't be hungry.
What
Let's just
about-
say,
what about
right,
if I did
the
something-
animals were bloody
Yeah.
free and shit, they'd be popping up like mushrooms.
You
Like,
re-
the
you
big
reckon?
Ones, yes, bloody oath, mate. The forest would be bloody
Come on, dudes.
fucking full of animals and shit.
Yeah, really, really. So look at what's
So
happening
it's our
here.
job
Look at
to bloody-
that's a baby. That's less than
Well,
24 hours old,
right.
man.
And you know what's the worst part? Is these guys are talking about, oh, this is abuse, this is funny, this is that. It's probably the same scared of a mouse or a spider. Like, I'm scared. Like, enough. Get out. Stop talking as if you're telling me you would not want to consume any of this bad shit. And if you saw this happening, you'd stop it.
Hey man, how you doing?
Right, now, I'm going to be honest,
Yeah.
right? I wouldn't kill an animal. But
Why not? So you'd pay someone else to do it for you?
Jack the Monday.
Yeah.
That's the way, mate. That's the way.
That's why we got
Yeah.
sorting out.
Make it alright if you pay someone else.
I don't know, we got
It does, yes. Because I didn't do it.
someone just needs to chill out.
Yeah, but if you
that what
pay
you're
someone
saying?
else to hurt someone else, it doesn't make it okay. You're still guilty as well.
Because they're humans. Someone hurt someone today.
What's the difference between a like a cow and a human in the sense
They
that they?
can't speak.
No, you didn't do anything.
So human babies can't speak, man. Does that mean I can go and eat a human baby?
That's just weird.
That's just fucked up though.
Well, that's your logic, man. That's the way you're explaining it to me. You know what I mean? So
Babies grow up to talk and stuff.
yeah, well, cows grow up to live their lives free from pain and suffering, but we deny them of that.
That would make
But seriously, man, like you can't look at this and say this is good, dude.
It's not good,
But this is standard practice, man. This is standard practice.
Exactly.
So this is happening all around Australia, man.
but most of the time, like at Hungry Jack's, the meat's not even real. So
Well, animals still have to die for it. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah, that's it. Hey, take this, man. If you do decide to think about it, man, have a think. Have a think. Have a think. Have a look around. Don't put that in the bin though, guys, because we actually volunteer to do this. Because we want to speak up for animals, man. We're speaking up for them as if we were in their position.
How
Sorry,
long do
man?
you stand here for?
No, why would I eat meat if I want to speak up for them?
That the fake meat is going with the real meat. Yeah, you know there's like fake meat, right?
Yeah.
And then like, yeah,
Yeah.
they're putting that with the real
It's
meat.
it's cool that you know about that because that means it's getting out there. It's
What about
growing.
milk? Do you guys have milk?
Nothing from animals.
We have soy milk, man.
But
Soy
let me
milk,
ask you this,
oat
like,
milk,
when-
rice
when-
milk.
When you're a baby, right, you drink your mum's milk, right? Yeah. And then when do you stop drinking milk from your mum?
I stopped like 2 years ago.
2 years ago. So you're breastfeeding till then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
12. Yeah.
So why do you continue drinking other milk from another titty that isn't your mother or the same species at the same age?
And it's a bovine.
Yeah, the one with pus in it.
I've got a question. I've got a question. What is the point?
Depends
So,
what breed you get, really.
vegetarians, right?
They do another one.
Respectfully, they don't eat meat. But why vegan? Because like, why don't you eat eggs or like milk?
They still,
Wait,
if you
do you guys have fish?
Sorry, man?
Do you eat fish?
Nah, man, none of that. None of that. No,
What's the difference between vegetarian and vegan?
vegetarian still contributes to the dairy industry and the egg industries predominantly. So we just nothing to do with animals at all. We don't see them as commodities that we should be using. Yeah.
So vegetarians still have fish? Do they
No. Well,
So they have,
I mean,
like, eggs and
they
milk?
shouldn't, and I wouldn't advocate for vegetarianism because that's still advocating for these industries. Yeah. So we're just here trying to speak up as if we were in their position, man. So, you know, we've got basically what we're doing is to try and give you guys a life growing up that you know we're not going to have because we've got 150 billion animals on the planet, man. Like if we're feeding 150 billion animals, how come we can't feed 8 billion people? You know what I mean? And what do you think a cow eats more than a human?
Probably not.
Yeah, they do, man. They got 4 stomachs, bro.
They've got 4
Yeah,
stomachs.
so they would definitely eat more than a human, which means they need more land, which means they need more water, which means they poop more, they wee more. And if we've got 150 billion of them on the planet, man, do you reckon that's going to be good for the environment moving forward? No way. So we're trying to get into everyone and say, hey, look, we need to stop this. We need to move to something more sustainable, more ethical for our future generations to be able to take on and say, hey, look, we're actually fighting for something worth fighting for. So, yeah. How do you feel about that, man?
But like, if you let them go, then there's going to be like heaps of
Yeah,
them, and
well,
then they'll be like overpopulated.
The thing with that is not everyone's going to go vegan overnight, man. It's not going to happen overnight. So as more people go vegan, there'll be less and less animals bred into existence. So it's going to be a slowly gradual fade out. And that's the same with everything, man. Like if we want to switch from petrol cars to electric cars, is a gradual fade out. It's the same thing, man. Same thing. You know, and these animals are commodified, man. So they've been selectively bred over years and years and years and years and years and years to produce more milk, to produce more wool, more fur, all this sort of stuff.
If you don't eat meat, like how are you going to grow?
You mean protein?
Yeah.
Well, can you get protein from plants, man?
I know.
You can, man. Every single animal, well, every single plant contains protein, dude. Where does the cow get their protein from, man?
The grass.
The grass, man. Yeah, so we get it from chickpeas, lentils, you know, every single plant food, dude. Every single plant food. You know what I'm saying? How's it make you feel, bro?
Where you gonna
pretty
take
crazy.
out your future wife or your girlfriend or whatever? Where you gonna take her out to? Bloody grilled broccoli.
I love grilled broccoli, bro. Nah, not just that, dude. We eat heaps of stuff, dude.
Like what?
We eat heaps of stuff. Oh, man. Hit up my Instagram, Nick FTV,
Oh,
and you'll
right,
see all the
Nick.
food.
What's going on?
Hey. Yeah, Nick FTV.
Yeah.
Look me up on Instagram and look through my photos, man. You'll see what I eat. You'll see what I eat. But yeah, I'll leave you to it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for stopping. Thanks for stopping.
You just got to take it for the team.
Oh.